Board meeting to order. Ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Steve Carrianen. Here. Kay Wilson. Here. Tweed Schuman. Stacy Hessel. Randy Newman. Here. Mark Helwig. Here. Thomas Duffy. Here. Marshall Savitsky. Here. Jim Evans. Here. Chuck Van Etten. Here. Jeff Haney. Here. John Righeimer. Here. Ron Kinsley.
Here.
Ron Buckholz.
Present.
Dale Magnuson. Here. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Number 4, certification compliance open meeting laws.
This meeting was noticed to the media and the public as required by section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Thank you. Number 5 is the meeting agenda. The agenda is set. Number 6 is public comment. Anybody who wishes to speak to the board, we ask you to try to keep it to 3 minutes. We have Miss Linda Zoomer.
Linda Zilmer, Edgewater property owner, resident of the village of Birchwood. I always kind of start my identifying myself that way, but I'm also an owner of a few parcels in the town of Edgewater, and they're on 2 different lakes, and one of them is a nice big, maybe it's even a 40, and there's several hundred feet of lake frontage, and the lot extends out into a lake. So that's why I'm very interested in your item number 13B, is because I've often looked at that, what do I do with that lake bed? And so I would ask you tonight to not approve the acquisition of that parcel for back taxes. Most lake bed in Wisconsin, if it's not privately held like mine is under the ownership of the DNR. And I can't imagine the taxes on that parcel are all that much money, but I would think that a developer who has developed those lots has made enough money to pay the taxes and then ask if he could donate that lake bed to the DNR. I don't think the county should be acquiring lake bed. And then if you pass this tonight, this is great because not only is that kind of like treating an outlot that goes back to the county for back taxes. When I looked at the property records on the system, they show as F1, which means they should have 300 feet of lot width and 5 acres minimum size. So if by tonight's action, my F1 parcel, now I can chop it into 100 or 200 foot, 20,000 square lots or a little deeper, sell them off in a subdivision and not pay my taxes and ask you guys to take it back? Okay. So please deny that and send it back for further work and a different option for resolution. Also with the Bass Lake parcel restriction removal, maybe I misunderstood the discussion at the committee level. I understood that the county drafted the resolution, but I think if the town of Bass Lake wants that release of a restriction, they should run it past their legal counsel, come forward with why this should be released. And there's a lot of evidence, and hopefully the Land and Water Resource Management Committee will take a look at what do we do with all the septage waste generated not only from homes, but also for all the campgrounds. I would ask you not to release that restriction tonight, because septage has been an issue that has been avoided for a lot of years. And I also ask that the ad hoc committee, the unofficial ad hoc committee that's working on the 10-year update for the Land and Water Resource Management Plan, at least be publicly noticed so members of the committee can attend. And if you feel the need to officially appoint the members of that committee, please do so. It's a good group. I happen to sit in on a part of it. They're doing good work, but it requires more input. And I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody online? Thank you. Number 7, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. We put April meetings back on there as we found an error in it. We want to get it corrected in the minutes. So we'll do 2 separate ones, one for April, one for May.
I'll do, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the corrected minutes of April 15th, 2025.
Motion by Mr. Buckle, second by Mr. Rigenheimer to approve the minutes of April, the corrected minutes of April 2025. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Letter B, May 15th.
I make a motion to approve the May 15th, 2025 minutes.
Motion by Mr. Helwig, second by Mr. Evans to approve as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 8, confirm nomination of Michael Markren, the Sawyer County Administrator. Discussion and possible action. This was approved at the Administrative Committee meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Rigenheimer, second by Ms. Hessel to approve Mr. Michael Markren as Sawyer County Administrator. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Only if you want to.
I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm very honored and humbled to be chosen, and I look forward to serving the community that my wife and I live in, and we're just very excited about it. Feels like a culmination of my whole professional career right here, so thank you.
Thank you. Number 9, appointments and discussion. Appointment for Land Conservation Committee members of a person who is engaged in agriculture in the U.S. Wisconsin Statute 19.06. The member would then sit on the Sawyer County Land, Water, and Forestry Committee. How do you say that name? So this will be the person that'll fill that committee. Mr. Buckles.
I'll make a motion to approve Allison John Jack to the Land Water Conservation Committee.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Buckles, second by Ms. Wilson to approve Allison John Jack to Land Water Committee. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Letter B, appoint Mr. Michael Markren to the Northwest Regional Economic Development Fund Administrative Committee. Andy Alvarado was on that committee, goes through Northwest Regional Planning. He said he would fill that role best he can. Mr. Buckles.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to appoint Mr. Markren to the Northwest Regional Economic Development Fund Administrative Committee.
Mr. Haney.
second it.
Motion by Mr. Buckles, second by Mr. Haney to approve Mr. Michael Markren. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Congratulations again. Zoning Committee Chair Report. Mr. Buckles, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Sawyer County Zoning Committee will hold its monthly public hearing tomorrow at 8:30. The last month's meeting, the committee heard 4 conditional use permits and all were approved. The committee is also looking at several additional county subdivision plats for preliminary and final approval as the proposed ordinance. The amendment focused around on camping cabins and licensed campgrounds, or final approvals as well, and the Multi-Dwelling Development Ad Hoc Committee has conducted their 7th meeting. These proposed amendments will be sent to legal counsel for review next week. And the zoning department remains extremely busy with land use numbers at the same amount as the same time last year. Building activity remains high within our area. That ends my report for zoning.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Hearing none, we'll go to Public Works Committee report. Mr. Helwig.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, Public Works Maintenance Report, June 2025. In addition to routine building maintenance and repairs, staff has responded to and completed 30 service requests, 41 reactive work orders, and 11 preventive work orders in the past 30 days. Paul's Metal Sheet sealed and recoated the metal roof on the Oasis building. project was included in the 2025 capital improvement plan. The remodeling of the child support area has been completed. Part of the project required fabricating and installing 4 new workstations. They started working on obtaining bids for projects and vehicle purchases that will potentially be included in the 2026 capital improvement plan. Ambulance area, we have assisted the IT department with running data lines and installing 3 security cameras at the ambulance station in Ojibwa. The Sheriff's Department, they've installed a new dual head mini split heat pump / air conditioning system in the jail administrator support office area. Air conditioning and air handling equipment for the 1975 portion of the sheriff's jail has been ordered. The airport, they've been working on obtaining quotes for numerous upcoming projects. The airport management report from Mr. Derek Leslie. The runway project been going on extra hard, pulling pavement, and the airport is back open. Rock and roll. The new lights in Windsock are a vast improvement over the outgoing dated equipment. Neil was able to get power restored to one of our gates we have been having issues with. The grass runway was kept open for the first few weeks of construction, and there were quite a few folks who used it. No complaints have been made, to my knowledge, about the construction traffic around the airport. Mowing has been ongoing. It's going well so far. We still have some other projects going on in the background. The master plan is still at standstill until FAA concurrence comes through. Snow removal equipment bid is also waiting on a waiver. It may be a month or 3 until we hear what's happening. Highway Department, Highway Commissioner's report. Paving and shouldering operations have been completed on County Highway W, South 72 County B. Painting will take place later this summer. Town of Winter will be preparing the Thornapple Grade Bridge site in the next couple of weeks. Once that is complete, the temp bridge will be delivered and the Highway Department will help install it. Mowing operations have started mid-June on the state and county system. Sign replacement on Highway 27 will be ongoing throughout the summer. They met with Contact to look at options for replacing the County W. Connors Lake Bridge that is currently reduced to 1 lane. Culvert replacement on Highway 77 at Smith Creek will take place after July. A detour will be provided while this work takes place. Crack seal and mastic work has been completed on Highway 48 from Copley to Zeta Road. Scrub seal will also be completed on this section. County CC Bridge replacement at Blueberry Flats is still scheduled for mid-June. County B pavement replacement from County Highway 227 to West Chippewa Trail is also on the schedule to start after Lumberjack festivals. FLAP grant applications are open. They opened up on May 30th. They'll be submitting applications for County S and County GG. Received letters of support from LCO, Senator Quinn, and the Federal Forest Service. They recently had a retirement on June 5th, and I wanted to thank Mr. Steve Olson for 24 years of service. Thank you. That's my report.
Thank you. Number 13, number 12, Public Safety Committee report, Mr. Buckle. Sorry about that.
That's what, it's okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Safety met on June 5th. Circuit Court, Judge Isham reported that the recovery court is going well. The court is reestablishing the commission, or the condemnation commission. The judges are updating local court rules. Judge Isham discussed that merits of the Zoom hearings to save money and increase flexibility for clients and attorneys. A recent judges meeting covered the subject of night court. Clerk of Courts, a written report was given by Ms. Kelsey. The civil small claims court starting June 9th. The new criminal clerk is doing well. The sheriff's department report, written report was reviewed by Lieutenant Rapinski. Calls have increased with 865 received in May. There have been 111 crashes to date with 1 fatality at the time of report. Jail report was given by Lieutenant Waller. There are 55 inmates incarcerated with a 83% unemployment rate at the time of booking. The code enforcement specialist gave a written report to the committee. Emergency management written reports were provided. Chief Sedera gave a report on cops and bobbers, and National Night Out and scheduled for August 5th. Behind the Hayward Intermediate School is the ESI Net, went live and is working as planned. The communication training course will be held at Flat Creek June 9th through the 13th. A child support report was giving. Written report was provided by Ms. Okamoto that thanked the IT and maintenance for completing and the remodeling and doing a great job building custom furniture and painting the office. And the new receptionist started. Emergency services, Mr. Fremmel presented a report showing increased call volume. The average runtime across the county at 10 minutes. The city and town of Hayward continue to have the highest ambulance runs. Mutual aid agreements with neighboring counties are underway, and a medical examiner's report provided to the committee, and I'm going to leave the CJCC to Mr. Markgren, and that ends my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Number 13, Land Water and Forestry Committee. Mr. Carrion.
Thank you. We already covered Allison John Jack's appointment to Land, Water, and Forestry at our last meeting on on June 11th. Our committee approved an application for the Tricky Trout Paddle Triathlon. It's a relatively small event, but apparently there's some people interested in that sort of thing. And we also approved an application for the Sealy Pre-Fat bike race. Other than that, we heard we received a written report from Ms. Thompson for the Register of Deeds office, and we also had a written report provided by Land Records and the County Surveyor Department. County Forestry report from Greg Peterson reported that there were 13 active timber sales with a value of $80,000 in May, bringing the year-to-date timber revenues to $780,000. 5 ATV trail rehab projects are out for bid until July with a 2-year contract window for completion. Wisconsin DNR report from Mr. Fisher reported that the May fire season came to an end with all the rain we received and no significant acreage burned. He also introduced Greg Morris, who will be working with him going forward. We had a motorized trail report from Mr. Davison, who indicated that the Sawyer County Alliance wrap-up project as the fiscal year draws to a close. Zoning and Conservation Department, Mr. Kozlowski updated the committee on dam checks and non-metallic mine inspections and informed the committee that Nelson Lake was drawn down for a boat landing rehab and did not refill from snowmelt over the winter, so it's about 10 inches lower than normal. The last stop log was put in yesterday, but the base flow must still be maintained. Conservation met with a Lake Loretta group for a grant to control curly pondweed. The Land and Water Advisory Committee had one meeting and actually had their second meeting last week. Randy John Jack gave a presentation on the Billy Boy water level, stating that Big LCO has been above the recommended water level for many years and concluded that Whitefish Lake is 12 inches above Big LCO in elevation, and increasing the water level in Big LCO would not raise the Whitefish water level. Mr. Markgren informed the committee on a request by the Bass Lake Town Board to remove sanitary district restrictions on several town-owned parcels so they can be sold. And we have a resolution here to remove the restrictions that was approved with one opposed to that. Future agenda items, Jane Getting with Whitefish Property, Lake Property Owners Association will speak on the Billy Boy Dam topic at our next meeting. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Go to letter B, parcel tax ID number 44390.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I have a question for him.
sure.
Do you know, did Mr. Peterson say if they're looking at making a budget on the timber? That seems like they're kind of low for this time of year.
That's the expectation, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Markman.
Yeah, so this came forward to Brian Lehner, our county treasurer, and the person who owns this property, it was subdivided back, I believe, in 1983. You can see the picture up there. There's a remaining piece that's underwater. He wishes to no longer pay taxes on that and wants to turn it over to the county. His concern, if he lets it go through the in-rem process, somebody else could buy it. If the lake is drawn down, that could cause problems with the subdivision homeowners. So his request is that the county would take that over. He would pay for the cost to transfer the title.
Wishes of the board.
What are the taxes on that?
I can look that up.
Mr. Markman.
What was the count on the vote at the committee? 4-1? 4?
That might have been 3-1. I believe someone
Let's
was
look it up and
absent.
find out.
Okay. Any idea what the reason for the negative vote on that?
No.
Okay.
Bear with me.
Ron, do you think it's a good idea to table this right now and have more of a legal review looked at this before we try to
Wouldn't be a bad
clear?
idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I'll
Looks
make
like
a
the
mo-
taxes are $1.40.
$1.40?
A year?
$1.40.
And he's delinquent on that.
Mr. Newman.
I guess I'd like to make a motion to table this and have legal look at more of the issues if we do acquire versus letting the DNR take it over if it goes to back taxes.
You want to go back to committee?
Back to committee, yes.
I'll second.
You have a motion by Mr. Newman, second by Mr. Rickheimer, to send this back to the committee. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Randy. Letter C, Resolution 2025 Bass Lake Parcel Restriction Removal. Mr. Markren.
So I was approached with this one. This is property that the county sold to the town of Bass Lake in 1973. And what they're asking is that the restrictions for sale only to a sanitary district would be lifted. A similar request was made in 1980 for some other properties that were purchased at the same time. The board approved that at that time. The town at a meeting of the electorate on April 15th did vote to approve the sale of the property, but they would wish the restrictions lifted so that they can actually do that.
Thank you. Mr. Evans, you want to add something?
We bought that property from the county in May of '73, and I think at the time we envisioned having a sewer system and where we would need that sanitary district. But that's come and gone now. And if we were to try to do that today, and Mr. Kozlowski sent the letter out, but it would cost tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to do that now, which Bass Lake can't afford. And there was also a parcel, this matter came up, I believe, in 2000 in front of the board as well. Same circumstance, and they voted in favor of lifting the restrictions. So we're trying to sell some of our assets because we need a lot of money for our fire department. Our equipment is old, our firehouse is old. So, and we've been dealing with this for months. We've discussed this for months. So this is why we're doing it. But right now it's just, for us, we can't afford to do it, so we have no use for it other than to make money for our fire department.
Did you want to add anything? Okay. So this is to lift the restrictions that Sawyer County put on in 1973 so that Bass Lake can sell it if they so choose.
I'll make a motion to lift the restriction for Bass Lake.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Righeimer, second by Mr. Magnuson to approve removing the restrictions. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 14, Health and Human Service Board report. Ms. Wilson.
The Health and Human Services Committee met on June 10th, and we had a quorum. Let's see. Ms. Lyons reported that LCO was hosting a Vulcan event that night, and there was a grand opening for the new health center on June 13th. Mr. Hoyne reported that there'd be a rummage sale fundraiser at the county fairgrounds for the Senior Resource Center on the last Monday of June. Ms. Lyons also reported that the HHS staff was transitioning to using TCP for hours, and a new electronic health record system would be implemented to help with the grant funds towards the end of the summer for better statistical tracking. They held their all training day on June 14th to cover policies and programs to improve services. They started tracking their walk-in traffic, and the staffing updates were shared. The Aging and Disability Resource Center is having a dementia awareness event to be held at LCO University on July 31st from 2:30 to 5, called Wine, Women, and Dementia. It's alcohol-free. Behavioral Health, Ms. Carlson submitted a report saying that there were 6 clients in coordinated services, 2 new referrals. Supervisor Carlson and Coordinator Carlson coordinated scheduling and facilitating care team meetings with all units of HHS and outside agencies. This wraparound system of care approach has worked well to ID needs, strengths, and ways to solve family problems. There are 59 clients in children long-term care. They're working on efficiency on record keeping and billing, and enrollment timeline is 35 days, and the state average enrollment is 78 days. Ms. Myron reviewed the mobile crisis report, saying there were 5 calls in April, 2 resulted in voluntary placement, 2 are out-of-county placements at Winnebago, and 2 emergency detentions. There are 47 clients in CSP, which is severe or persistent mental illness, 14 in placement either in the hospital or group homes. We have a new truancy officer that started that day, and she will help the department implement a program aimed at keeping younger children in school and on track. There are 26 ongoing cases in the Children and Youth and Family Services. Ms. Lyons presented Ms. Weiss' Northern Income Maintenance Consortium report and reported that one of the counties, Forest County, will be removed from the consortium for failing to meet their maintenance and effort requirements. Public Health, they're working on public preparedness and hosted a table at the Spring Fling in winter. The Medical Reserve Corps was there as a volunteer. There's been an increase in tick-borne and enteric illnesses, and inspectors have been working on the tourist rooming, home, hotel, and motel inspections. As of this report, there were 134 done so far, with almost 500 to go. The physical reports were presented. HHS was watching the rising expense on out-of-home youth placements, and Mr. Markin stated that the department as a whole is on track with their budget at present.
Thank you. Number 15, Finance Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We met on June 12th. Mr. Lehner provided a written report. He wasn't able to attend our meeting. He was at a conference. In the Finance Department report, Mr. Markham reviewed sales tax revenues for May, budget performance reports for May 25, and May CIP purchases. On the 26 budget timeline, Mr. Markham provided the parameters for the 26 budget. He also discussed briefly Act 10, the potential fiscal impacts if Act 10 were reversed in Wisconsin. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on from time to time, so we're not caught off guard if that happens. Department financial updates. Mr. Markham reviewed 24 financials and assessed April 25 revenues and expenses for general government. Mr. Markham also reviewed the 24 financials and assessed April 25 revenues and expenses for the airport. He also reviewed the 24 financials and assessed April 25 revenues and expenses for UW Extension. Investment reviews and updates. April investment report was provided. Interest rates are holding above 4%. The ARPA broadband fund has been paid out and projects closed. We also discussed public safety radio network financing and approved a resolution, which Mr. Markman, I believe, will talk a little bit about here in a moment. We also discussed a veterans memorial, and that was approved unanimously, and that's also something that I think Mr. Markham will talk about here in a moment. And that ends my report.
Thank you. Letter B, resolution to finance public safety radio network. Mr. Markham.
So this is the actual financing of the project for the radio upgrade that was approved. The project was approved at the April board meeting. This is the resolution to authorize the county to issue notes in the amount of $2.825 million for this project. If this is approved at the July meeting, we will actually approve the bond bids, award the bids.
I would like to make a motion to approve the resolution, initial resolution authorizing the borrowing of not to exceed $2,825,000 and providing for the issuance and sale of general obligation promissory notes, series 2025.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Howard, second by Mr. Evans to approve. Was that you, Mr. Evans? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Letter I, resolution 2025.
At the May Administrative Committee meeting, the committee commissioned me to do two things. One, to reach out to the town of Hayward regarding the property that they had offered to open discussions about at the December board meeting. And then the second part was to reopen negotiations with previously looked at Dairy Queen, old Dairy Queen site. So I did both. I reached out to the clerk and the town chair for Hayward, and the reply was that they're no longer interested in doing that. It's not something they're wishing to pursue at this time. So then I started negotiations for the Dairy Queen site. Met with the owner, had several phone calls with them. In the end, we have an agreement at $99,000 to purchase the property. If the board chose to pursue that, I would recommend that we put in contingencies for a clean environmental inspection, including but not limited to mold, ground contamination, water contamination, lead paint. There's a litany of things that could be wrong there, and I wouldn't want us to get stuck with those. So the contingency would be based on that. If there was something that came up, we would go into negotiations with the owner to remedy the situation. If no remedy can be agreed upon, we could walk away from the deal. So that would be my recommendation if you did want to pursue that further.
Mr. Duffy.
I have no objection to purchasing land for the veterans. I think we all support the veterans, but the same objections we had earlier is this is a small lot. I mean, we have a flag and one of the proposals, a fountain. There isn't enough room to sit down and smoke a cigarette. I mean, I can't believe that's the only parcel that's available. I guess it's a much better idea, I think, is to go to hold of some of our brokers and say, what are our other options? So at least we have a choice. But here we pick this small little lot and spend this kind of money on it when it's just so limited in what we can use it for. And again, it's not that we oppose the veterans. I'm all for spending the money. I just think we can do a better job and get maybe the real estate market, get some of the brokers involved to give us some options. If it comes down, this is all there is, okay. But right now, we only have this choice. So on that basis, I would object at this stage of the game to authorize that purchase.
Mr. Magnuson.
I agree with Mr. Duffy there. It's a very small space, very congested. It's not really safe with all the traffic there. And all we're gonna be able to put up is a sign there for the veterans. I think our veterans deserve more than that. They need a public place where families can sit down and enjoy the monument and a park setting where the citizens of Sawyer County can enjoy it and relate to the monument and our veterans, something our veterans can be proud of. You know, we got lakes, you know, we got Lake Hayward here, and there's really not much access to it. You know, there's got to be some other park setting here somewhere where there's ample parking for families to have a picnic by it or something, and have a proper display for our veterans, where our veterans can actually expand and build onto it. You know, where there's room to grow with the monument as the veterans decide to do this or that with it. This space is very limited, and like Mark says, there could be lots of problems there with environmental. Why would he want to dig up a can of worms there? When there's got to be another spot around here that's much more beautiful for our veterans.
That was a second, I presume. So we have a motion by Mr. Duffy, second by Mr. Magnuson. Discussion, Ms. Hessel.
Sure, thank you. So part of the history was we did a survey. I worked with the Veterans Service Office, and they put out a survey of what the veterans in Sawyer County wanted. So there was due diligence, and that survey brought back information saying that the veterans that responded to the survey wanted it highly visible and in Hayward. So that lot is highly visible. It's in Hayward. And so with that respect, we met the needs of the survey. It is a small lot, but I think that the reason that people think of a park, but it's actually a tribute So starting over to have it considered a tribute. Gary Nathan, he's a realtor in town, and he had texted me a picture of a veterans memorial in Mackinac Island that was just on a corner, and it was beautiful. And he said, people are doing things with less space. So consider this, a larger space than what was at Mackinac Island. But so I know that it is small, but we have looked at other lots. And if we could ask our CVSO for his input on, I did meet with the American Legion. I met with groups, so it's not like the due diligence wasn't done. Granted, originally it wasn't. It was tried to sped through because I thought that there was different things happening. But so taking the time to work with our veterans, and if you allow Mr. Elliott to speak, that would be great.
Mr. Elliott, anything you'd like to say? Mr. Elliott is our Vet Center CEO. Thank you.
Work? Okay, there we go. First, I'd like to thank the board for even considering recognizing our veterans. I put a survey together. The administration committee requested. I offered if I've got a pretty good email bank of our veterans in Sawyer County that we serve, and we put a simple survey together asking location in the county, if they wanted it more centralized within the county, or more closer to the county seat, being Hayward. That come back probably 90% back, and don't quote me on that. I'd have to go back and pull the survey back up. It's been a couple months, but about 90% come back and said we'd like it next to the county seat. As far as whether it was a park-like setting or a high visibility area for like a tribute, that was honest to God, it was probably an even split on which one, which way it went. So the clarity for the committee was near Hayward. The other part is a mixed bag. As far as the percentage of respondents, I want to say it was like 22% that came back from all this survey, 22% feedback on that. And I think that's probably fair for most surveys that you send out. But for as far as our office goes, again, I've talked to other veterans about it when this come up. They asked about it, and I asked them, I said, when's the last time you heard of any, the county board talking about you and honoring you? And it's, it's kind of a silent pause to think about that. It hasn't happened until now. So again, I know they're very appreciative of it. As far as getting a 100% consensus, I don't think you're gonna get there. Because it is a split, it's a hot topic. Some people are like, no, it's something simple, and the others are like, grandiose. And what they envision as far as what they're gonna see is also, kind of in their opinion when they start talking about what they think they're gonna get or what they think is gonna happen, as far as a memorial or a park-like setting it's all different in their mind's eye. So as far as the service office goes, from the beginning of this, I said, I am a neutral party. My job is to serve the veterans and the county board. If you guys tell us what you want, it's my job and Mr. Markren's now to figure out how we're going to do that. And that's really where we're at for the office. So, but I can tell you, I've had it both ways with people asking about it. So anyway, I didn't help, did I? But
yeah, you did.
But I did want to clarify that I don't have a dog in the fight other than to serve the veterans and what they want and what this board needs to serve the veterans.
Thank you.
Questions?
Mr. Evans?
Mr. Chairman, I think the location may be small, but the way it's being presented, the picture that I've seen, to me, it's the thought that counts. It's a tribute. And people will be at the red lights and they'll look over and they'll be reminded of our troops and they'll reflect. I mean, I know some people would want to sit next to it or picnic in the park, but it is a high visibility area and it will get more attention, I believe, than something off the beaten path in a park. And again, and I'm not a veteran, so, but for me, it's a time to reflect. You drive by, you see the flag, you see the portrait of the veterans, and you reflect, and then you drive away. But
Thank you. Mr. Howard?
Well, y'all know that when this first started, I was on the table pretty much saying, hell no, I do not want this location. But after speaking with Ms. Hessel and the other people on the finance committee and others, I have changed my mind, especially with this picture she brought forward. And we know it's just an idea at this point. But, with that flag, something like that. And the one thing I want to see is that all the units that have deployed in this area are recognized. I know you're thinking that. But, even though it's small, we could have a picnic table there if people want to stop. Yes, there's going to be people that might want to, actually take the time. I don't believe it's going to be a lot. You go by the Spooner place, you hardly ever see vehicles sitting there and people out actually looking around at the monuments that are there. I mean, and it's unfortunate. But, like I say, being a retired veteran and someone that was totally against it, I believe that it'd be appropriate this time. Thank you.
Mrs. Spitzky?
Do we know what the reason was why they dropped it from $153,000 initially to $99,000?
I negotiated with them.
I don't know, the last time I saw a piece of property on 63 in the city of Hayward for less than $100,000, I think it's a pretty good deal for anybody who's gonna get their hands on it. I don't think we're gonna lose, honestly. And looking at the Spooner's Park, for the monuments that they have there, it looks pretty nice in a small area, just like this.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I know when we were discussing this, I know it was talked a lot in the finance committee. There was talk that there would be money left to help out the vets that are running a raffle to get money to do whatever they want to do for the vets down there. And it was mentioned that maybe the money we save could help them out. We could send them some money. Is that still going to stand?
When you say they, are you talking about winter?
Yeah, I don't.
Winter, yeah, the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent you and Mr. Kinsley what I found on Facebook about that raffle. So I know they would be happy to take some donations from this county that would be saving money on this property. It would be much appreciated. So I mean, it depends. If it don't get approved here, then that's saying that Winter's not gonna get part of that money. Am I right, wrong?
This step is.
I think that's a separate discussion.
This part of that step is a decision.
Mr. Chair, I believe.
Mr. Duffy's next.
I think, Ron, that isn't really the issue, is that the motion here is to look where we have some options. If all we want is visibility, drive by and see something, we can get a billboard, which is cheaper than buying land. I think you want a piece of property that you can use. If not, say, I get a billboard to do the same job. But I don't think anybody here opposing spending the money on the veterans. The question is, we should have some options rather than just this one parcel.
Mr. Albert?
I think Ron is actually correct, that it should be within this, because we have a number, 2,825,000. And we should actually put down,
Not too many.
that's a different thing, I'm sorry. It was
Sorry.
250,000 or something?
90.
Okay, thank you. I apologize for that.
But keep in mind, some of the discussion was made in closed session, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So right now we have a motion by Mr. Duffy, second by Mr. Magnuson to deny, go ahead.
Call the question.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Duffy, second by Mr. Magnuson to deny.
Could you clarify? So if it's a yes, if you say yes, you're for denying. If you say no, you're not. I just want to clarify.
Does everybody understand that?
Mr. Chairman, is it the motion to table it for better options or to, they're denying and get outright? Okay, thank you.
Okay. We have the county clerk read the motion back, please.
I'm not sure if this is what Mr. Duffy said originally, but I just have motion by Tom Duffy, second by Dale Magnuson to deny the purchase of this property at 15785 US Highway 63 in Hayward.
Good enough.
Could we have a roll call vote?
Yes, we can.
Did you want to look at better options? Just so it stays contingent? Is that okay? Was that what you wanted to say? It was your motion? Okay.
We've been looking at better options.
I'll say, can I say more options? The better sort of qualifies it. Would you, in your words, can you restate your original motion?
The idea was to deny the purchase of this property at this time. And looking for other options.
Other options, okay, okay. Okay. And you'd like a roll call vote?
Yes.
Okay.
No more discussion?
No more discussion.
Okay, Steve Carrianen,
No.
Kay Wilson,
Yes.
Tweed Schuman, Stacy Hessel,
No.
Randy Newman,
No.
Mark Helwig,
No.
Thomas Duffy.
Yes.
Marshall Savitsky,
No.
Jim Evans,
No.
Chuck Van Etten,
No.
Jeff Haney,
No.
John Regheimer,
No.
Ron Kinsley,
No.
Ron Buckholz,
Yes.
Dale Magnuson.
Yes.
10 noes. I'm just going to confirm 1, 2, 3, and 4 yes.
The motion fails.
Make a motion to approve the memorial as stated.
Tribute.
Second. The purchase, sorry, the purchase. All right. With the conditions that Mr. Markin laid out.
So we have a motion by Mr. Regheimer, second by Mr. Van Etten to approve the negotiated price with some conditions that were set forward. Discussion.
I did have one question, I'm sorry. Just to be clear, as far as the town of Hayward, that property that was brought up by an individual, what was the situation, the end result on that?
The current chair said that is no longer an option.
Thank you.
Okay. All in favor of the motion? On a roll call, we can do a roll call.
Okay. Roll call vote. on a motion to approve the purchase of the property at 15785 US Highway 63 in Hayward for the cost negotiated by Mr. Markren with the conditions set forth, clean environmental inspection. Okay, roll call vote. Steve Carrienan,
Yes.
Kay Wilson. No. Tweed Schuman, Stacy Hessel. Yes. Randy Newman.
Yes.
Mark Helwig.
Yes.
Tom Duffy. Marshall Savitsky.
Yes.
Jim Evans.
Yes.
Chuck Van Etten.
Yes.
Jeff Haney.
Yes.
John Righeimer.
Yes.
Ron Kinsley.
Yes.
Ron Buckholz.
No.
Dale Magnuson.
No.
10-4.
So it's 10-4, motion carried.
Thank you. Lots of good discussion. I appreciate that. Number 16, Economic Development, UW Extension.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We met on June 9th. The University of Wisconsin Extension Department report, Ms. Beltrusas updated the committee on the open position for the regional crops educator position that would be shared by 3 to 4 counties. Federal funding cuts to the SNAP education program would eliminate the FoodWise program in Sawyer County. Hayward Lakes Visitors and Convention Bureau report, Ms. Simmons reported on May marketing numbers for the website, increased summer staffing, and 3 marketing contests. The Visitors Bureau and the Chamber contest for the Giant Stuffed Bear and $100 in Chamber bucks, June 1st through August 30th. A vacation guide cover contest for the June 1 end of summer, and free night at the Holiday Inn Express stay for day of fishing with professional bass angler Chad Grisby. For the trail reports on the motorized side, Ms. LaRue reported a successful Muddin' for Kids fundraiser over the weekend and also stated that the Alliance is not opposed to the Sealy Forest Trail other than where it adversely affects motorized trails. Ms. LaRue stated that the trail concept is a good idea for Sawyer County. Mr. Markham provided a broadband update, stated that this will be the last update for the whole as the projects are all finished. And correspondence and reports from other conferences, Mr. Markren and Ms. Hessel visited a Washburn County affordable housing project that has potential to work as a model in Sawyer County. Next steps will be to contact Sinair and conduct an assessment on what has been built in Sawyer in the past few years. And as far as future agenda items for strategic planning, we plan to incorporate reports and discussions into upcoming committee meetings, gather data, and see goals.
Just a correction, it was the city of Washburn, not Washburn
right.
County. So I just want to make
City of
sure.
Washburn in Bayfield County. And I read it. I read whatever's on the teleprompter.
Thank you.
And that ends my report.
Thank you. Number 17, intern but now full-time county commissioners report.
All right, well, thank you. And again, just a heartfelt thank you for the opportunity. I'm really enjoying the diverse duties I have versus just focusing on finance, and hopefully I can serve you well and make you proud. Couple things I want to mention for personnel. We're looking at just beefing up our onboarding process and also 360-day check-in process, which would mean you're basically re-interviewing people after you hire them. Ask questions like, what can we do to support you better? What's going well? What's a challenge right now? And then as you move on, like to the 360-day one, then we would ask things like, is there anything from your previous employment that you think would be a good fit here that we could bring in to better our services? And is there even someone from your previous job that you think would be a good fit for the county? So it's just a way to make new people feel more part of things and actually get some good ideas from them as well. Couple other things, the airport that was mentioned, that's fully functional now as of this week. They will be coming back to paint and groove later on at the end of July, but it's good to have that project done basically and back the runways back up and going. As far as ambulance, I've been meeting with John regularly, once or twice a week, just kind of discussing how to make our operations better. And he's really done a good job this year. Our run times have decreased significantly from where they were. So we want to maintain that and keep working on things. Highway, a lot of this was mentioned already that I was gonna mention, but the Thornapple bridge is actually, that one's in now, isn't it? Is that the temporary one? Yep, so that one's actually already installed. It was mentioned broadband are finished. We had 2 projects that were paid for with our ARPA money. Those are done now as of May, actually was the last one. Let's see, some other noteworthy things. I've been meeting with Extension as far as our strategic plan. A couple different routes we can go. I have a meeting scheduled for the 25th to look at the couple ideas. One is more of a traditional one. The second one, which I've done before, is actually bring in some community members to have some input. So we'll probably have a couple options for the board to look at and make a decision on. Been writing a lot of resolutions. That's kind of fun. Something that's a little new. I haven't done that in a while since I was in schools. Carbon credits, there's not really an update there. We hope to be able to sell some maybe later this year, but we're not quite there yet. There are 12 steps and we're at, I believe, 9, step 9. So we've got a little bit of work left to do there. Economic development, we've kind of mentioned some stuff there already. Budget process kicked off last Thursday, so people are getting their budgets together, and I met with HHS today. That's one of our bigger ones, and I put together a template for them which has about 60 tabs. So they've kind of taken that and made it a little bit more to what they were looking for and kind of grouping things differently. So that's a good tool for them, and they're off to a good start. That's, again, one of our bigger ones. And then just made some nice connections. I've been on the downtown Hayward bid for about 2 years now, and continue to serve on that. I actually met the administrator for Bayfield when we were up in Washburn, and that was good. We've emailed back and forth with some different things now, so any connection's good for the county, good for me to have some people I can reach out to. So that's all I've got for my report.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you're implementing the stuff, which I think is great, getting new ideas and whatnot, can we add on that exit interviews? I think it's very important that when you're hiring the new people and for whatever reason they decide to leave, that we can do an exit interview so then we can figure out where we're going wrong and what we can do better.
Yep. Thank you.
Letter B, Administrative Committee report. Our veterans report to us at the Administrative Committee meeting. And one of the things that I enjoy that they have is on every first Wednesday of the month, they have a coffee time and they inform veterans that come in with a lot of information. They do a nice job. Also at the Administrative Committee, Mr. Markran asked if he could stay in charge of finance also, and we approved that with a 6-month review, but the pay is the same as this administrator. That concludes my report for the Administrative Committee. Letter C, resolution, building bridges reinstatement resolution. Mr. Markran.
So I'll talk about both of these. These are 2 funding sources that we were awarded, and then in April, the funding was cut. So with these, and they're affiliated with Justice Point, who does our criminal justice, and they are supplemental to the programming we're already doing. It's not something that we have hired for or spent money on, but it was, our intent was to supplement the program with these 2 grants that were defunded. So what these resolutions are just asking for the reinstatement of the 2 grants, and we would send these then to our legislators for review.
Mr. Mark. Mr. Elliott.
Do we need a motion for them separately or?
Separately.
Okay, then I'll do the first one. I'll make a motion to approve resolution on building bridges reinstatement resolution.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Elwick, second by Mr. Righeimer to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Letter D, resolution, the reaching rule reinstatement resolution. Mr. Bennett.
I'll make a motion for the resolution 2025 reaching rule reinstatement resolution. Second.
Motion by Mr. Bennett and second by Mr. Evans to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Letter 18, Board Appointment Committee updates.
I have one.
Yes.
I have a director report for our June Transit Board meeting. Narcon on the buses update. Jessica RN for Sawyer County Health and Human Services is waiting on approval for purchasing Narcan dispensers for the bus. They plan to put one on each of our route buses pending approval of funding. Ridership for May 2025 was 4,765 riders, which is up slightly from April. We are in the process of evaluating two of our deviated fixed routes with possibility of making changes to them. These routes have been unchanged for a long period of time. Businesses have moved and there are new businesses and housing in the area that would like to be incorporated in the routes. We are in the beginning stages of this, but hope to see that these changes by August. The process does involve in a public hearing prior to making changes and WSDOT approval. We have registered to be part of the Muskie Festival Parade and are very excited to have a bus in the parade and have had several employees commit to volunteering. This is a great way to advertise our support, but they didn't have a queen coronation out there yet.
Thank you. Ms. Hessel.
Just, can you reiterate, please, in your administration, you said that the pay would be the same, but do you mean that his pay will not increase for being administrator and dual finance?
That is correct.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify. No offense to you, Mr. Markran, I just wanted, it sounded like you were getting dual pay, so, okay.
No, I want that clear. I don't want people thinking I'm getting paid for both.
Okay.
Just to be clear, that was also stated in the newspaper.
Board appointments, Northwest Regional Planning is having their semi-annual meeting at Flat Creek Eatery next Wednesday. It's from 9:30 till noon. People are always welcome to stop in and see what's going on. Sheldon Johnson puts together a good program over there. Number 19, correspondence reports, conferences and meetings. There's discussion about the Wisconsin County Association Conference coming up on June 21st to the 23rd. If board members want to go, we need you to sign up and go. We would like everybody to go, but obviously that's not gonna happen.
September.
Did I say June? I'm sorry. Ms. Hessel.
Oh, I will wait till you're done if you need to do a roll call ask for if everybody's going or not.
Does everybody understand what we're talking about, the Wisconsin County Association? Then ask a question. They meet, I don't know how often.
This is an annual meeting.
The annual meeting? So board members can go down there and they offer different classes and they train you in these different classes related to county business. What else you want to add? What do they do?
Well, yeah, they put on very good seminars down there on training on various zoning, county board, minutes, agendas, and it's very, very, very entertaining. And it's a lot of fun also. And I will be attending. Not the entertainment.
So I want to make sure all the board members know they are welcome to go. To go, we let the county clerk know. Still gonna try to get book a room, and the meals are taken care of by the county. So please consider attending. Yes, Stacy, thank you.
I didn't know if you need anything else. I was just going to talk about a correspondence, but I'll wait till Liz is done.
So the other piece of this is everyone got these emails. I forwarded you this like maybe in April or May when they first sent the first one, and then they've been coming. So you should all have these emails. They have the itinerary and the plan. You can bring a spouse. If you do, you have to drive your own private car. They have activities for spouses like tours of the Dells, like maybe the boat tours or something. It looks like fun. we need to do it soon because the rooms get booked, and we were gonna book a block of rooms all together unless someone wants their room somewhere else for some reason. But otherwise, we would try to get like all in it, in the same place at the resort. And the last piece was, I guess today was supposed to be the deadline to decide tonight. And also, if you say you're going and you sign up and we pay for you, and then you don't go, you have to pay the county back, because that has happened now a few times.
Don, I just want to say one other thing. On the hotel rooms at the Kalahari, there's two of them, one close together, one on one side, one on the other side, and they connect through a walkway. And they fill up fast, so anytime we need to get booked, like Les says, we should get it done.
So I don't know if you guys are ready to make that decision, but Mr. Kinsley's idea was to have that decided tonight. So I'll do a roll call vote and tell me yes or no, and then I guess I can wait until tomorrow. If you change your mind, if you sleep on it and you change your mind, you want to come, email me or call me tomorrow morning, and I'll book the rooms tomorrow, like at 11. How does that sound? Okay. September 21st to 23rd, and it's at Wisconsin Dells at the Kalahari Resort. And they usually have Atolis there, they have the counties association people, legal, zoning, I mean, it's all the stuff you want to learn about, and they're there in person with that.
They also have a bunch of vendors there too. They have a big display of all these companies and what they do, and you can tour them, and they give you a bag and you fill it up with whatever you want.
Okay, Steve Carrianen.
Yes.
Yes. Kay Wilson.
I'm undecided, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay, I'll do an M for maybe. Stacy Hessel. No? Okay. Randy Newman.
I'll say yes.
Mark Helwig.
As Meatloaf would say, can I sleep on it?
Yes. Thomas Duffy.
For those who know.
Marshall Savitsky.
No.
Jim Evans.
Yes.
Chuck Van Etten.
No.
Jeff Haney.
No.
John Righeimer.
No.
Ron Kinsley. Ron Buckholz.
Yes.
Dale Magnuson.
Yes.
Okay, so the maybes and the no's, if you change your mind, 11 o'clock tomorrow, please let me know. Thanks.
Thank you. Just a few other things everybody should know. It's Muskie Fest this weekend. And the Muskie Fest, they have a lot of activities. Mr. Duffy, anything you want to add? Also, June Dairy Breakfast is Saturday morning from 6:30 to 11 out at the fairgrounds.
I'll be there, sir.
I'll be there.
What time is that again? What time?
The dairy breakfast is 6:30 till 11.
Who represents the county?
I don't believe they have the cow milking contest. Now you have to practice from the dairy breakfast until the fair. So if you and I want to get in that contest, we got to start practicing. And my cow is freshening soon. Mr. Hessel.
So today I represented Sawyer County at the forestry tour for Washburn County. So Washburn County put on a forestry tour for 23 counties. Unfortunately, I was the only one from Sawyer County, and there was 110 people, and it was very warm, but they're at the Flat Creek still, and then tomorrow they do the second half of the tour. But it was great. So funny note, this is my piece of humor, is that it was the Washburn County tour, but they had to stay in Hayward because they couldn't find a place big enough in Washburn County. So cheers to Sawyer County.
Flat Creek Eatery does a very nice job up there. Anybody have anything else? Yes, we do. You got any updates?
Well, it's now, I'll have dates set.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for your valuable time. Meeting adjourned. Appreciate your efforts.